So you've created an account on some sort of social media like OnlyFans, TikTok, or something like that. You're having a following, and suddenly you're feeling like a god or a goddess. You're speaking left and right about my accounts, and then, especially on Twitch, a lot of people become somewhat entitled that it's their account, they do what they want. See, before you make even a bigger buffoonery of what you have become thanks to the social media, because that's technically how it is pronounced, uh, well, one should actually remember a few things. See, social media was never designed for your entertainment. It was designed to collect data from you with your own consent by making you become a slave of those. Obviously, this won't make a lot of people comfortable, but you forget one thing: it is never your account. See, even in the TOS, you will be specified that this is a contract, right? So it is a mutual agreement between the company, which is them, and the other part, which is you. So you're not even considered a living being or anything. You're just a part, right? You're a part of their scheme. You're a part of their how to put it, you're a part of their, well, monetization aspect, right? Every picture that you put, every video that you make, everything that brings you a little bit of money, they make 10 times out of that. So basically, you're not some kind of god or goddess. You're just feeling different because you're not working, like everyone else. And probably this gives you a certain sense of godhood. But you forget that you're always, just like in a job, you're one button away from no longer have it. See, in a job, it's easy to be presented one day with a paper that says you're no longer hired in here and your whole world comes crashing down. Now think about one other thing. See, if you would start thinking even wiser in life, you would start understanding something. You would start understanding this. Your Twitch account, TikTok, or whatever is also one button away from deletion or suspension. See, many women nowadays tend to say that they feel as goddesses because they have some following, but they make the grave mistake of treating their followers as numbers. It doesn't matter how many followers you have, the only thing that matters is what you share. The reason why these social apps have become so restrictive is because there were a lot of people who have started to wake other people up. But similarly, there are a lot of people who want others to stay asleep because of wounded feminine energy. They want others to be drawn into their own misery by presenting themselves through fake lives. Right? When you present fake pictures, when you present things about you that are not real, you're trying to integrate others into your life. You're trying to invite them in and have them imagine that they're your friends, and technically, you only want to vampirize on their energy. In doing so, you're sharing in between you and them this misery. You're acting in no other way than a virus, right? Than a pandemic. Because a virus's only purpose is to survive. It is not necessarily to infect. Its purpose is to, well, exist and to replicate. But since it cannot replicate on its own, well, the only thing that it can do is to infect others, right? Other life forms, and have them do things for them. Social media does that. Why I called it social Medea in the beginning is that Medea is the Greek goddess of deceit, and Medea's name is what has inspired the name mass media because it's mass manipulation. So, just like a virus, these corporations that have these apps, they infect your minds and then they have them spread even more misery because misery is very profitable. If you have sexual insecurities, there's NGOs to handle that. If you have social insecurities, there's NGOs to handle that. Each and every one of your diseases, be it mental, psychological, or emotional, each of these is profitable in one way. You will never find help on how to solve it. You will just find ways in how to keep yourself distracted from that. And indirectly, make them even more profitable by simply not solving those. So before you continue treating people again as numbers, don't forget that this society already does it. You're already a number in their eyes. So if you're doing their thing, well, that makes you even less of a human. And, well, you're nothing but a pawn for a sick system. And just like that, well, this sick system is collapsing. You're gonna collapse with it. If this is your will, well, you shall be granted based on your will, right? Didn't Christianity said that? It says somewhere, I'm not interested where, but I read it some time ago, and I forgot in the thousands of documentaries that I've seen in my life. Well, it says that you shall seek and you shall find. You shall ask and you shall be given, right? What you shall ask through your behavior, through your thoughts, through your emotions, well, sooner or later you will be given. So the point is, all this idea, all this entitlement doesn't serve you anything. It's just a good distraction from, a painful reality that you are alone. Imagine that suddenly all these people who own these apps, and for some reason they all seem to be men. I never heard of any of these apps being owned by a woman. Not wanting to belittle women, but there are a lot of women who say that men are bad and they spread all these nonsensical videos on all sorts of social media that, they are superior to men, they are whatever or whatever. They kind of don't forget that their account belongs to a man, right? Their account belongs to the people who have founded those apps. And all those people, as of what I've been reading about each, they are men. And they never allowed their children to use these social apps because they realized what monsters they created. And they wanted healthy children. So, next time you keep belittling yourself and, plaguing yourself with this nonsense, never forget that in this sick society, you're always one button away from deletion. Imagine that these people no longer have any interest in these social medias and they just decide to delete them. Imagine how many people will remain zombified in this society because now they're disconnected from their fake realities, right? Because these social apps, they weren't meant to be, for your socialization, for your entertainment. You're not socializing with anyone. You don't know anyone for real. They could be bots, or, well, you've never seen, in most situations, any of these people. And even if you did, you probably did once or twice because most of these entitled people, they're too important for their fans. They're just doing it so that they get more credibility in most situations. So, this being said, enjoy life. And remember, these social apps, they aren't even social apps because a lot of people are using those to post fake lives. If this is the most you can, well, you're missing a lot of the potential of life. When you're giving up on so much potential of life, well, more or less, this kind of makes you a very limited life. And the reason why you're miserable is because the unexamined life is not worth living. This being said, hopefully this video was introspective enough. Take care, and this being said, Ferinjan Board signing out.